Hit the button. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Looks like we're coming to be live. And hit the button. It looks like we are now live. So, recording from Arlington, Vermont. This is Happy Valley Hobbies. My name is Mr. Katie, and these are hobbies that make me happy. One of the interesting things that we're doing tonight is, playing with the lights and all that, because, if I use the lights directly in front of me, I'd look like a ghost. So I'm trying other lights. I got this ring light that we can turn around, and it's specifically designed to hold the cell phone and all that, but right now it's just laying on the table here to have some light that sort of like reflects off the back and all this stuff. This is going to be interesting during the summertime, because behind the screen is also where the front window is. And hello, Train Freak. How you doing this evening? And another thing is also to test out mics today. So I'm going to need people's help to see which mic works better. I do have, right now, it's set up for the blue snowball, which I have on my side right here. It's, I guess, the first professional microphone I have. But it's one of those things of not knowing specifically how well this works and all that. Of course, we also have the microphones off the other cameras, which that probably won't work because they're pointing the other direction. Well, hello, Drew Dude. We have 3 people watching now. Woohoo! But then there's also, let's see, the system microphone away. Yeah, I can talk tonight. So that's, I'm assuming that is forgot to post your live stream on his Discord, but I went on. Well, thank you very much, Train Freak. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it ahead of time. The way Heath does. It's one of those things of nothing shows up on YouTube for a link to share until I start the live stream. But apparently there is a way of doing it. Let's see, what other microphones do I have? Well, there's the one on the headset, which I'm not wearing right now. Let's go back to the blue snowball, which is interesting white because, well, it is a snowball. And basically, just testing out the microphones, how well they work. I'm not. It's one of those things I'm not really well versed in audio. Okay. That's why I use StreamYard, because of that. Okay, I didn't know it was an option for StreamYard. It might be an option for Zoom, because I know you can schedule meetings ahead of time, but that's for the meeting. That's not for the live stream. I might have to look into that more. I've also changed my, hopefully, I should have turned the phone off. I am trying to, learn more about this. Basically, I learned on how to use Zoom when I was helping out with Jim Kello with New Tracks Modeling. But thing is that I was, behind the scenes, and Jim was the host, and so there's things that we used on New Tracks Modeling. I mean, they had the website where you had to sign up, and then you would get emails for the notification. It wouldn't be on like Discord and all that. So that's why they don't go that particular route. People are still saying that, hey, I need to do something and all that. It's like, I've been off the main crew for since August, and people are still asking me, hey, well, hello, Randall, thank you for coming. We have 5 now, so we are missing a person that did not say hi in the chat yet, I think. Well, okay, so got the Train Freak, Drew Dude, Randall. Yeah, so now we got up to 6. Thank you for coming and watching. Also, one thing I did do today as being productive, I did wind up changing the thumbnails. Apparently the last stream, for some unknown reason, had picked a picture of me going like, I was like, okay, we need to change that quickly because it just doesn't look right. So basically what I did is I got a whiteboard with a marker, and basically put the logo on one side. Actually, I got it right here. If I can grab it without smudging it. But yeah, let's see, can it be seen? Yeah, basically, what the live stream is, what number it is, the hobby highlight that I'm doing right now. It's pretty much going to be doing model trains for a while, but there are things I do want to show off that I also do. One thing I would like to do is actually get a hold of a lathe, because I want to be able to make my own model train parts, and it makes get a lathe. There's something that would fit right here, which right now we got more trains, basically. This particular trains, they're almost the same model, but it's basically the model of the Bockler, which is a 240 fire engine. If you look at right here, that's where the water pump is for pumping out water for fires. That's what it was last. If I remember correctly, that was the last thing that it was set up for before it wound up going into preservation. So they just left it as a fire engine because, well, it made sense to have a fire engine, a steam powered fire engine around. But then I do have different variations of this one, of the Bockler. This one, the first one I showed you, is shaft driven. I have another shaft driven one which has a different tender on it. The tender was also used on the American style locomotives. I have taken off the water pump because it's just pushed in there. Ooh, auto racks.
I would assume so. Auto racks are very large. All right. Well, thank you for coming, Train Freak, and also for putting everything up on the Heath's Discord. Thank you very much. The other two that I have, now this one looks very similar to the first one I showed you. However, this is not shaft driven. There's nothing in the tender. The motor is right there. Ah, hello, Heath. Thank you for coming. Which stream are we talking about? There's a lot of streams going on. And the other style locomotive I have, this is also one that is a Bockler that is not shaft driven. You know, again, there's the motor. Looks like the ones that are not shaft driven are they have less detail on them, but it is the same thing. This one actually does not say the Bockler on it, but it is, I think it might have been an earlier paint scheme for it. Yes, basically from what I understand, Heath, is that the Train Freak actually posted it, because I haven't figured out how to post a live stream before it goes live with Zoom. I know there's a way to schedule meetings, but that's directly to the meeting itself. I might be doing that later on, but I'm still trying to learn on how to do everything. Tonight I'm testing a lot of different mics that I have. Right now I got a Blue Snowball. That's, I guess, the only professional mic I have. The other ones are basically on camcorders.
To the one that's on the computer, the laptop itself, which I'm assuming doesn't sound as good. Well, hello, Jerry. And then, oh, Steam, not stream. Yes. Yeah, that's one of the things I grew up with. Is my father belonged to an antique gas station club, and basically he wound up running a stationary steam boiler, you know, for the group. Then when I got old enough, eventually it's like, okay, you know, go get firewood, basically. And then from there, as I got older, you know, actually be able to turn around and blow the steam whistle when I got tall enough, because the cord was way up in the air. And then I was helping fire, actually help fire, you know, putting wood on the fire. You know, making sure that then got old enough to start actually running the water pump, to making sure that there's water that stays in there. And then when I was, you know, basically in high school, it was, I think the last time I was in high school, my father basically said, "You're doing the whole thing. I'm going by." So back down to 3. So yeah, I haven't really been watching how many people have been on. Last time, apparently I streamed at the same time as you, Jerry. So everybody was over on your live stream. So that's why I moved it back an hour to hopefully not to step on people's toes. I didn't mean to be on the same time, but it got to a point where it was just me and this. I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head, but it was just me and one guy just talking and all that. So I need to. I was at that stream that I'm like, I need to be able to talk if no one actually shows up. to maybe people seeing it after the live stream. I forgot what the term is, but to be able to provide entertainment or whatever after the fact. But at 53 subscribers, starting at basically the end of 2021, it's just got to keep on plugging at it, and then next thing you know, have over 1,000 subscribers and all that. But it looks like the average time for hitting 1,000 subscribers is about a year, from what I can see. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm more concentrating on learning on what to do, not necessarily getting all the numbers. But if you haven't been here before, yeah, please subscribe. I heard there was somebody that was, sort of like looking at the people who were watching stuff and saying, "Why aren't you subscribing?" It's like, well, if they don't like your entertainment or anything like that, they're not. One of the things I am in the process of doing is learning on, open shot to turn around and actually have recorded in not streams, recorded videos. So I think those are the ones that wind up well, hello, Andrew, and how are you? I'm getting more and more, now that I'm also with the Discord with the 18th century railroad stuff. I've been finding interesting stuff and trying to find out the small little details, because most of them do Civil War, and I'm doing just after the Civil War. So, excuse me, it's one of those things of where I can turn around and use the information of equipment that was during the Civil War, but at the same time, be able to do newer stuff. One thing I was surprised to find out recently, I guess, because you have the old Mantua, I guess they're called Delsinore cars, where they're like water tanks on a flat car before they came out with what they call the horizontal one. But apparently that also was after the war. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I can. I mean, I have a bunch of the Mantua ones and all that, which it seems that one of the common problems with them is that they don't have the tops on. So I have to turn around and yes, very much appreciated, Andrew. But it's one of those things of trying to figure out specifically how things are, because not many people model the 18th century. It's considered old-fashioned. And one interesting thing is I'm trying to figure out what kind of couplers to wind up using. I'm thinking about using the old horn hook type couplers, mainly because the Lincoln pin was before the the knuckle coupler on the prototype, and the horn hooks were pre-knuckle coupler with the models. But trying to find horn hooks is a little bit on the hard side. I wanted something where things could still automatically couple, and then if you're using a pin to your skewer to go in between the couplers and take them apart, it's a lot better than trying to actually hold a link and then put a small pin in. Uh, yeah, I'm actually, Andrew, I'm more interested in the technology than the politics of what happened at that time. Uh, fighting and all that just does not make any sense to me at times. All right. Uh, I'm not quite sure of those. I actually have a bunch of uh 7-Eleven couplers, which when I first heard this, like, oh, this one guy was really into fine scale and all that, and he was using 7-Eleven KD couplers, and I'm thinking 7-Eleven, it's like at first I'm thinking the store and all that, so I didn't think they were um, that Katie actually had them. And then when you look online, it's like they actually had the 7-Eleven. The interesting thing is that the 7-Eleven coupler is actually the 714 HO scale narrow gauge coupler with a longer trip pin on. Yeah, it's pretty much the logistics that actually won the war. Who was better? I know I honestly don't know that well about the battles and stuff like that, but uh, it's I got the impression that the Confederacy was more organized off rail than on rail. Um, but then eventually, um, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think now. And the thing is, I've just recently watched some of the, well, I want to say they're edutainment channels on exactly about the Civil War, because I'm looking up stuff that's from the Reconstruction era, and of course YouTube's like going like, oh, you want the Civil War? It's like, no, what afterwards? Uh, yeah, it was one channel was called Oversimplified, um, and which sort of takes a not only an oversimplified look at things, but also throws in a bunch of humor and stuff like that. Uh, there are guys in the UK making and using magnetic couplers. Ooh, this is interesting. Well, thank you for coming, Keith. Uh, give your girlfriend an extra hug for us, and we'll see you around the YouTube. Um, and we'll go from there. Of course, this starting this YouTube is all Heath's fault. So anyone watching this, he does have Blame Heath t-shirts. Go buy one. But yeah, that's one of the things of like with these locomotives, trying to find something in HO scale that is not an American prototype or 440 is a little hard. I think this is the Bockler. I think is the only one that comes close to, or is something that's of that era. It has to be heavily modified because all the models I've seen is that it's set up for being a fire engine. But that's okay. I'm actually thinking about taking some of the ones that are that that don't have the drive shaft where the motor is directly inside it, and actually, take the front truck off, shorten the pilot, and put a uh, uh, switcher pilot on the front end and turn it into a switcher. Um, and I don't quite have enough light. Yeah, one of the problems is I got lights that are like either not bright enough, or it's, oh my god, it's like bright as the sun. So that's that is one of the challenges of trying to get everything working properly. And let's go back to the blue small ball.
So that's a dedicated. It's a dedicated mic. I don't have it close to me, so I'm not sure how that's sounds good or bad. I need somebody else's ears to sort of figure that out. But also figure out. Also, another thing I need to figure out is not to have the brain go. It's like, now what? New York City elevated trains in the 1870s in O scale. I want to say I could be. Oh, is the mic sounding quiet? How do we make it louder? Okay. Let's see. Volume is completely up. So I guess I have to have it closer. Yeah, one of the things I've noticed with when people have this types of mic, they're almost eating the thing. They got it so close, they're almost eating the thing. And it's like, of course, with having a little LED and I have so little light here, it actually shows up as as that. So let's try this. The main reason why I have it off to the side and not directly at me, because I don't know where to get what they call the pop filter for it. So that's why I have it a little bit farther away. All right. So the other one was better.
So this was the better one? Well, I guess that was $60 down the drain. But that's one of the things that was the idea was practicing tonight is just trying to figure out what microphone works the best, and go from there. Now I also got to remember that there's a slight time delay with YouTube. So there's a possibility when you said that's better, it might have been the blue snowball. All right, I'm gonna try it one more time. Right now, this is the one that's off the laptop. So this is the laptop mic.
Now this is the blue snowball. Now tell me which one was better. The That's a possibility. But right now we're on the blue snowball. So does, if you can tell me which one is better, the laptop, which I was on, and now I'm on the blue snowball. And there's about a 30-second delay. So, but I did wind up buying a large terabyte laptop. Okay, we'll go with the laptop.
I would have to say the blue snowball was in a sort of like clearance thing and all that. So maybe that's the way it's, sometimes it's one of those things of it's surprising on what piece of equipment has the better performance. So, all right, well, that winds up opening up a YouTube slot on my brand new 7-port powered hub. I still have I have an open slot, but now I have 2. So it's one of those things of interesting thing is that the all the accessories I have are like USB 3, so they all have the high speed internet, but the computer itself only has USB 2, which is mics are directional. Some are good at different things. Lapel mic, shotgun, they're all good at for different things. That's one thing I have figured out. I just haven't figured out exactly what is good for my application. So it might be the lavalier. Well, let's try this. Try the headset mic. So they untangle the silly thing. All right. Now my plan is to end at 8, so we can. So I'm not stepping on whoever is doing Third Rail Thursday this evening. All right. And this is the mic I have is for BlackBerry that I have. Let's go to. We are now on the headset microphone, which is, of course, conducting my voice into the wire through the it's basically it's plugging this ear, so it's one of those things that going like I could hear out this one, and this one is sort of getting the reverb from my own voice. And I've actually noticed that there was a lot of people that do use headsets when they're doing live streams and all that. I'm not quite at first, from my understanding, it was sort of to stop the feedback between stuff. Hey, no problem. You got to. I would have to say, unfortunately, even though I don't want it to, food is more important than me. So, and also it's I would assume it's a lot hard to type and cook at the same time. So that's fine, Randall.
We only have 4 people on here, 1 being me, so that's only 3 people. Which pretty much is you and Andrew that's talking. We got somebody new coming on. We now are up to 5. The headset sounds good. Okay. Now, does it sound better than the other mic, or? All right. So I'm still on the. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's sometimes when you have to be at home for stuff, it's a little hard to compensate for that. All right. All right. Right now I'm on the headset. I'm going to change back over to
the laptop. Now, can you tell me which sounded better? I feel almost like an optician. Is that very similar sounding? All right. Oh, that is good to know, because that means I don't have to wear this then. It's a little less distracting, I want to say. Is that because I'm hearing myself? Hey, no problem, John. It's one of those things of I'm still learning on how to do stuff and all that. So I was late getting on because my computer decided to turn around, and it didn't crash, but it sort of like went, you know. And I know exactly what the problem is. It's that it's spending so much time on the hard drive. And I'm trying to figure out slight echo on the laptop, but both are good. All right, well, in that case then, probably it's smarter to get rid of the echo, because I know that turns around and drives some people nuts. Well, since I'm not using the this is gonna be very weird. All right, so now I got the earpiece behind the ear instead of in it. All right, go that direction. So, all right. Well, hello, Florida Railroad Dog. Thank you for coming in, and you too, John. Since I'm still relatively new at this, I'm very lenient. I think right now at this point in time, I don't think I've started on. I think I only started on time once, but I've been changing my times inconsistently. Right now, Andrew, I have finally determined a normal time. Last week, I wound up going on top of Jerry, Boxcar Jerry. I'm not sure how to say his last name. So that's why I decided to. It gets confusing because if you look at the what is available, who's broadcasting what and etc. They had somebody saying that, oh, we're doing it at 7:00, but the thing is, it's 7:00 Central Time, not Eastern Time. So that's what my plan is, to be 6:00 or no 7:00
Yes, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. Well, hello there, Nissy. Thank you for coming. My plan is to stop at 8 o'clock, so Eastern Standard Time. So I'm not stepping on the people who are doing Third Rail Thursday. And that's what my plan is 7 to 8 Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. And I sent the information to John, which, as far as I know, still hasn't changed it yet, from Schuylkill Valley Railroad. But it's one of those things of it's a volunteer thing, so you can only do, working for volunteers. Sometimes it's like, we need to get this done. It's like there's no one, life happens and all that fun stuff. And hopefully, if I get a job where I'm employed, I'm not turning around and having to change the time again. But it's definitely the different challenges that I have. And that's what sort of the thought process for this week's stream is challenges. And one of the challenges tonight was also to test out all the different mics that I have that make sense. I do have other mics that are on the webcams, but they're pointing in the wrong direction. But yeah, it looks like we have 8 people now, which is a lot better than last week, because I was running up against the Jerry Boxcar, and so everyone went there, all except for one person that kept me occupied for a while. And that's one of the things I had to learn, is that if there's no one on, try to do it as, try to do the stream as something for the replay, not necessarily for the people who are seems to take a month or so to make those changes. It seems that way, but it's one of those things. I'm decided, okay, I need to be consistent now. Since this is basically, I've been doing this, I want to say, well, this is the 4th one, so this is almost a month that I've been, doing this. So now it's a good time to actually turn around and go, all right, this is what I'm going to do. And that's what I've decided to do, keep this time slot. And unless I, wind up getting a job where I have to move the time slot, then I'll move it. But I'm right now decided this is the time I'm going to keep up. Well, it is now 7:59. Finally got the floor out of that. I bet I helped out restoring a Delaware and Hudson caboose, and it was messy. But yeah, it's 7:59, so I'll let everyone go and figure out who is on three wheels. Yeah, I think more people are watching the replay. I haven't looked at the analytics yet, because I'm thinking that it's too early to do so. But I'm going to end this stream now. I would have to say the world needs more love. So find your passion, add some silliness, and spread that passion throughout the world. Good night.